Furry Professor Kyra, and I have a topic for you that happened at Anthrocon that is probably very specific to me because, well, it happened to me, but I have talked about it before, but now I have a very big example of it because, like I said, it happened to me at Anthrocon, and it honestly ruined kind of, like, the vibe of the con at the end, and it took me a lot to, like, be happy with my con experience. And that is this. Parasocial relationships. I've talked about them before. Parasocial relationships are basically one-sided relationships where an individual thinks that there is a relationship between them and another individual, and that other individual has no idea. Let me explain what happened to me at Anthrocon and kind of tie it into my topic about how, like, you should read the room and basically, like, somebody's body language. So, long story short, I have an individual who is, like, very much in this mindset that they are best friends with my other suit. One of my other suits, I should add. I should say the more popular of my 4 suits. And I have been nice to them and have interacted with them because I don't ever want to be an asshole. That's never my intent as a fursuiter, is to be an asshole. No matter how popular my content gets, I never want to be that guy. You know what I mean? So, I have never really pushed for a relationship of any kind with this individual because I felt kind of uncomfortable around them, and I just tried to be nice and I would talk to them from time to time. And I guess in doing so, they kind of got the wrong idea. I guess because I socialized with them, they thought that we were really, really close. That's not the case. I will be nice to a lot of people, like, all the time when I'm in suit because, like I said, I don't want to be an asshole. Like I said, no matter how popular I get, I will always be glad to interact with people. But this incident that happened makes me a little weary to do so. So, this particular individual has made me uncomfortable for a little while. And in their mind, I think that they thought we were much closer than we actually were. I interact with people all the time, in the same manner that I interacted with them. Very friendly. Hi, how are you? Oh, it's good to meet you. Blah blah blah. Like, oh, how's your day? How's the the con you just went to? Very dry, basic conversation. I'm just being friendly. So I think in doing like that kind of talking to this individual, they got the idea that we were really close. I had made videos with them in the past, but the only the reason was because they were one of the only fursuiters in the area that I knew, and I thought, oh, it could be fun. Let's make some videos. That doesn't immediately mean that we are like the best of friends. Like, I just thought it'd be fun. Let's do some videos together. Things were normal until after that point. When we did videos together, this person realized that I'm a girl, and suddenly the interactions became very uncomfortable. And I kind of had the feeling right away it was because I was a girl, and I didn't like it at all. And I started to recede immediately from the interactions with this person because they didn't talk to me anymore like they used to, and I wanted to just kind of back myself away from it. It got to the point where, like, they would multiple message me. Look, I don't like to be an asshole, but when I don't feel comfortable, sometimes I don't always know what I should do in a situation. Long story short, though, eventually I did block this person because the interactions were just too uncomfortable for me, and I wanted to preserve my peace, and I didn't want to be an ass to them because, like, I didn't know what to say that was not going to make me sound like a massive fucking dickhead. So I blocked them, and I blocked them for many reasons because the interactions on my videos, like comments and stuff, were a little bit weird, and like they would message me questioning like a video. Like, I would post something, and immediately after posting, like, oh, it's like they start questioning about my video, and it's like, I just made this video. Like, I never really looked at them as I've looked at my friends that I actually have, because, like, I don't know, not every person you interact with is just immediately your friend after doing some stuff with them. So, gonna move forward a little bit to the con. So at this point, they're blocked on everything, all of my accounts, because then they realized that I had other suits, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Blocked them, preserved my peace, thought it was done with. Until I found out that their partner was not blocked on any of my accounts. And they saw I was going to Anthrocon. Well, and the only reason I knew that is because they commented on a post that I made, oh, you're going to Anthrocon, and I knew that it was this other person's partner, and I was like, oh no. And was like, all right, gonna go to Anthrocon, I'm gonna have an awesome time. Has an awesome time at Anthrocon, except for 2 instances with this individual. One, me and my friend were interacting, taking pictures together, messing around, doing our thing at the con. You could very clearly see what we were doing. They just came up and stood there, and I was not going to be an asshole, and I was in the suit that they are obsessed with, or, you know, have this friendship with. And I was like, that suit is silent. I, said hi, and went about interacting with my friend, but they continued to stand there. I was like, oh, this is kind of awkward. You can clearly see we're doing something. So me and my friend, continued our interaction elsewhere. Didn't see them for the rest of the con. Con was great. Con was good. Until Sunday night at the Dead Dog. And we're talking 11:30 at night, Dead Dog about to end kind of deal here. So, I'm in the Headless Lounge. I was in a Kyra, and I have my head off. I'm sitting how I kind of am right now, against the wall. I was very visibly exhausted. It was a long con weekend. I was tired, and I very visibly did not want to be interacted with. Well, in me sitting there, I saw the 2 individuals on the other side of the Headless Lounge. I was like, oh, fuck. But I had my head off, so I'm like, it's fine. And I wasn't even in the suit that they, interact with or whatever. So I'm sitting there. They came over to me. And then were very aggressive about why they couldn't, the individual this was about why they couldn't see my content anymore, and how this individual saw my content, but they didn't. And, I didn't know what to say. Because, first of all, why am I being confronted in the Headless Lounge? Second off, you clearly see I'm, dying and very tired. I don't want to have an interaction right now. My boyfriend was the one that ended up being like, look, we're just trying to take a break here. We're about to head back to our hotel. We're done for the night. We don't have time for this. This is not the time, not the place. We left the Headless Lounge and went right to the hotel. And I was actually fearful that these 2 were going to confront me outside of the Headless Lounge. And I'm not going to lie, we were walking back. We had stopped to get, snacks for the hotel on the way back. I was both upset, angry, embarrassed, everything in between. But mostly I was angry. Because I'm like, why is that okay? Not everybody in this fandom wants to be friends with everybody. I tried being nice, and maybe I was in the wrong for not saying anything to them, but you made me uncomfortable. I kept my peace by blocking you and preserving my boundaries. And then you confront me in the worst place in the con to interact and talk to anybody. And it's crazy to me because there was very clearly this parasocial relationship. The way I interacted with him is the same way I interact with anybody in this fandom, because I'm a nice person. I'm not going to snub off people. I'm going to be nice. But if you make me uncomfortable, I'm not going to fucking talk to you. I'm not going to interact with you, and that's that. And if you continue, I'm going to block you. So, that, honestly, those 2 interactions, especially the one in the Headless Lounge, almost ruined the con for me in, a mental kind of way. I had a really good time. I enjoyed the con. I had fun with my friends and my boyfriend. That just, killed me. I'm in the room as soon as I got back, trying to find this partner on like social media to block them too, because I'm like, what is going on? We were not, in any sense of the way, close friends. I only saw them as the same way I kind of see anybody else. Like, you know, we're mutuals or whatever you want to call it. We're not close friends. And like, parasocial relationships in this fandom are honestly like really terrifying, because I've had worse situations than that. Worse. It's crazy to say it. Worse situations than that when it comes to parasocial relationships. And like, the con is not the place to confront the person you think you're in this relationship with, whether it's romantic or friend or whatever. And maybe I am an asshole, but like, I'm preserving my peace. And now I'm like, well, now what? I shouldn't have to feel fearful to interact with people. But now I kind of feel a little fearful because I'm afraid that people are going to do the same thing that this person did, or the person that I said the worst interaction came from. I feel fearful to make friends in this fandom because of these parasocial relationships. It's terrifying. And like, call me an asshole, but like, I feel like I shouldn't have to continue to interact with you if you made me feel uncomfortable. I kept my peace. I blocked them. I didn't want them to see my content anymore. That was that. Am I wrong here? Please let me know. Because I'm lost. I'm truly, truly lost.